Any questions?
Sebastian, what was your excitement to work with Patrick Graham? What do you know about what he does in defense and how they're going to use you?
Yeah, no, the excitement, I'm really excited. I'm really pumped up. Some of those conversations, I think, kind of just want to stick between him and I, what they want to do with me. But I'm really excited. I'm really excited to be teaming up with Patrick Graham, and obviously an amazing front that they have already. And it's going to be really exciting, man, the things we're going to do. So I'm pumped. I'm really pumped. It puts a smile on my face as you see when I'm talking about it.
Sebastian, what are you most looking forward to being here in Pittsburgh and working with the Steelers?
I'm just excited, man, just to win games. Just to win games. They won their conference last year, and it's just exciting that that we have such an amazing roster. Before I even got here, right, the roster was already fire, and I'm just excited and honored that I get to join this group and go to work with them.
Sebastian, what allows you to be so versatile?
That's a great question. I think, honestly, it's me not boxing myself in. And from the start, beginning of my career, I played a lot of nose next to Aaron Donald. And then when I left the Rams, we had a need. We kind of had a need. We had one of our D tackles that they signed with me get hurt. So they were like, hey, can you play this 3? And I was like, whatever the team needs me to do. And I did it. And, I just didn't box myself in. And then when I went to Tennessee, there was sweat. And Sweat's like, Sweat's like 360 pounds, it's a big man. So, he couldn't play, obviously he couldn't play 4. He couldn't play 4 or 5. So it was a no-brainer. Jeff was the 3, and I was like, I'll play the 5, I'll play the 6, I'll play the 4. And I think it's just me just not letting myself get boxed in, just being able to adapt and taking pride in being that guy that could, whatever you need me to do, I'll get it done, be that Army Swiss knife.
Have you noticed references to Aaron in the building?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. As soon as I walked in, or walked in the weight room, I took a photo because I'm sending it to him. He'll be like, "I'm in your city now, brother." But yeah, no. Shout out to Aaron, man. Like I said earlier, amazing football player, but even a better person, man. Great person, and I'm super thankful for him because he helped me a lot early in my career.
Was Stroudsburg Steeler country or Eagle country growing up?
No, believe it or not, Stroudsburg is pretty evenly divided. I know I had a lot of Steelers fans, a lot of friends that were Steelers fans, and a lot of friends that were also Eagles fans. So,
Did you have a leaning one way or the other?
I didn't have. Believe it or not, growing up, this is gonna sound crazy, but growing up, I was actually a Vikings fan because when I was really young, I fell in love with their uniform, so I always was a Vikings fan. When they didn't draft me, I was heartbroken, but I was talking to them too during the draft process. I was like, oh no. So
You got over it?
yeah, I got over it. Oh, I definitely got over it. I mean, listen, Rams Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowls in like 4 years. I wasn't complaining. But yeah, so Stroudsburg's pretty excited. A lot of texts, a lot of messages, a lot of people are coming to attend.
Sebastian, what do you know about Cam Hayward, his game, and just how much are you looking forward to playing alongside him?
Oh man, I mean, Cam, first ballot, man. I mean, tremendous football player. And from what I see from afar, I don't know him personally, but from what I see from afar, even better human being. What he does in the community, and that's awesome. I'm just super excited to pair up with him. His game's amazing, man. I mean, when I watch film, because a lot of the teams I've played for were 3-4 defenses and stuff and whatnot. So you always watch teams that have comps to you, so you kind of see what the blocks you get. I always watch Cam, and he's always whipping ass. Excuse my language, but I never see him lose for real, honestly. And great, like I said, great football player. And I'm super excited to pair up with him and the rest of the guys, and fit in wherever they need me to. Do whatever they need me to, and just help the team in whatever way I can.
Sebastian, on that note, Brian Backer from the Post-Gazette, by the way. Welcome. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
You mentioned when you got here, amazing roster, you think, and bringing you in. Do you feel like this is a team that still kind of making those win now moves with the quote unquote window open, especially as someone who's been there and seen it going to the Super Bowl like you have with the Rams?
No, yeah, for sure. You definitely see the moves they're making, man, and it's really impressive. They're doing a great job, and again, from my perspective, I see a lot of great things that they're doing to lead us in that direction. But obviously, it always comes back to us executing and doing what we have to do. But on paper, yes, we look very nice, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I don't want to speak on the offensive side of the ball because that's not my side. But I'm just speaking defensively.
With so much newness on this Steelers team. I mean, almost completely new coaching staff. What do you look for? What's your mindset when you're entering a team like this with almost a completely clean slate outside of the veterans on the team?
I think my mindset is just to do whatever I got to do to put the team in a great position to win. That's just my mindset, to be completely honest. It's just about being selfless and, doing what's asked of you to help, whether that's whatever it is that they want to do with me. And I'm here for it, I just want to win games again. It's been a little different 2 years for me. Nothing but love for Tennessee at all. The 2 years over there has just been, I went from winning so much. I went to being in playoffs, I think 6 years, because even my first year at the Chargers, we were in playoffs, to, kind of going on a little skid. So I think it's really been humbling because I got to see the duality of it both, right? The duality of it both, the things that you do to win and the things that obviously don't help, that don't help you win games. So I just want to get back on that I want to get back on that winning path and do whatever it takes to do that, whatever that role is for me, that they have for me.
In San Diego, the exit had to be shocking for you.
Yeah.
Did you ever get an understanding, a truth about what happened there?
That's actually a really good question. No, I never really did, unfortunately. It was a very funky situation. Head coach getting fired. I get brought up. Head coach getting fired. I go up to thank him for everything. Then my D-line coach gets fired, and then I get called in the office. Obviously by the interim head coach, and he asked me to support him because at the time I was a 2-time captain over there. So he was like, "Hey, I need you to help me. I need you to help me steer these guys. We got to steer the ship, still be locked in. I need you to support me. Some of the things that a lot of positive conversation, just about how we're going to try to finish this thing the right way, even though there was a lot of unfortunate events that took place." And I had that conversation with him, and then a couple days went by and some things transpired that I'm probably not going to get into, that that I didn't think was fair, but that's life. That's life. That's how it goes, and I'm thankful for it because it shaped me. It shaped me, and it helped me become a better person and also a better player. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't end up in Tennessee and been playing 5 and 6 technique, right? I wouldn't have been able to. I wouldn't have been able to, like you said, expand my role and know that I could do different things on the defensive front. And so I'm super thankful for them. Super thankful for the Chargers. Shout out to the Spanoses. Shout out to Ed. Super thankful for them and my time there. Shout out to my teammates. Seriously, shout out to my teammates: Justin Herbert, Derwin, Khalil Mack. Great guys, great human beings, and I hope that answers your question.
Two more for Sebastian.
Hey Sebastian, welcome to Pittsburgh. Alan Saunders with Pittsburgh Sports Now. You talked about being a captain. You talked about having Sweat next to you, who was a younger guy in Tennessee. The Steelers have invested a lot in the future of their defensive line. They've got 3 young guys. How did you become a guy that was willing to sort of take a guy under your wing, and what are you looking forward to about that part of the process here?
I just think honestly, it's just about just being authentic, being yourself, right, and not pushing it upon anyone. Just going to work every day and letting it just naturally happen. Just letting people just naturally gravitate towards you. Again, I just believe in just being seen but not heard. That's kind of like my deal. Obviously, as I'm yapping away up here, right? But that's kind of my deal when I play. I just try not to be seen. I feel like if I'm not seen, then I'm doing a good job, but I'm heard, meaning Sebastian Joseph-Day on the stop, or something like that. That's the way I kind of just try to live it out and do what I have to do on the football field. And you know, and hopefully, you know, if they gravitate and if I could pour some in, if they come to me and then I could pour some knowledge that was poured into me my rookie year by Aaron and by Sue and by Michael Brockers, then, you know, then yeah, so be it.
It does look like you've had a few fun media roles over the year. How'd you get into that, and do you have anything else on the agenda coming up?
Yeah, you know, it's been fun. You know, when I'm done playing, obviously I would love to be doing some sort of on-air type things. That's what I went to school for. I went to school for media relations, and I minored in labor. So that'll definitely be something that I want to get into when I'm done playing. How I got into it, just long story short, I had a friend that owned a company who shot Mike Tyson's podcast, and he was doing my food review stuff. And he knew that obviously I went to school for it, so he suggested me. I went to help out. They called me on it was really weird. I was like working out and they called me and they said, "Hey, can you do the show? Can you do the show with Mike Tyson?" I was like, "Shit, yeah." Like, what? It's Mike Tyson. And I did the first episode with Terrell Owens. It went great, and it was easy because I was like, I grew up watching Terrell Owens, you know, being from being raised in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, a lot of Philly fans. Did that, went well. They went ghost. Like I didn't hear from them for like a month, and then next thing you know, they called me back and like, "Hey, Mike wants you back again." I was like, all right, cool. And I was in the middle of workout again. I was like, who is it? Who's the guest? And like T-Pain. I was like, T-Pain? Like, sorry, I got excited. I still get excited because like, it's T-Pain. Like, this is what I grew up on. Like, what? Like, I was in the club, T-Pain, you know what I mean? So I'm sorry, I got excited again. Yeah. Anyways, but I got excited and I was like, yeah, T-Pain, what? Like, I didn't have to study my questions, you know, like, cause I know, you know, and you guys know as journalists, like, you know, you study on the person you're going to interview and whatnot. And I was like, oh man, I know like so much about him already. Cause you know, at that time growing up, I was like maybe like 12, 13, 14. So T-Pain was like a really big hit during that time. So it was really fun. Killed the interview, and the rest was kind of history. I just became his co-host for a while, yeah. For like 2-3 years now, the show has been stopped, but I was a co-host since it's been stopped, so it's been fun.
One for Jenna in the back and then one back.
Sebastian, you mentioned that Super Bowl experience that you have. What was the biggest thing you learned from those games that you participated in?
Oh man, I think this is gonna be a little different. I think I learned how to make every day count and make every second of it count, because that year, you know, I was having my best year. I had like 3 sacks in like 6 games. I was playing phenomenal. I was playing lights out. And then I tore my pec game 7. So that was a bummer, you know, like being able, you know, it kind of like brought me down, you know, like I was getting built up, and it, you know, God just brought me back down. So I think it honestly taught me about humility, taught me about appreciation of the game, appreciation of my teammates, appreciation of my coaches, and the people, you know, and the people that you have around you, you know, your support system. And at the same time, it was such a blessing as well to be able to experience that, you know, and I'm thankful for that experience. I'm thankful for all my teammates, thankful for all the coaches that were part of that. And yeah, you know, I use that each and every day as fuel, and I use that to guide me to always remember, you know, never get too high, never get too low, just remain meek. So yeah.
Jeff, sorry, wait, one for Jeff, and then we really have to wrap this up, guys. I'm sorry.
You did a podcast with Mike Tyson?
Yes, I have a podcast. It's called Hot Boxing Podcast with Mike Tyson.
What was that like working with Tyson?
Oh, it was hilarious. It was a good time. You never knew what you're gonna get. Uncle Mike's a great guy. Shout out to his wife Kiki and his beautiful family. It was really fun. It was a really great experience. We got to interview all celebrities from all types, great athletes to people, you know, actors, musicians. It was really fun. It was a really great experience, and also it was cool because I really got to let me work on my craft, what I want to do post career. So and it was lighthearted. It was lighthearted too. So it was more like chill, so you could have a good time.
All right, thank you guys.
God bless y'all. Have a good one.
We'll have Brisker in a little bit.
Just for clarity.